Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Superwire Show on Dash Radio. Yeah, guys, we are back, and we are back in our usual recording time slot because last week we had Thanksgiving. And I hope everybody who's listening, and I hope you both had a great Thanksgiving. I am your host, Nick Summerall, and I don't do this alone. I have my lovely co-hosts, as always, Professor Chris.
Hey, what's up?
And Mickey.
What's going on?
Hey, guys, I hope your Thanksgiving was well. Did you guys have a good one?
Yeah, ate a lot.
What about you, Chris?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Mashed potatoes and noodles, man. That's what I love on Thanksgiving. Yeah, like homemade noodles with like turkey in them and stuff.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't had noodles on Thanksgiving.
And the green bean casserole.
Oh, see? So I'm glad you brought up green bean casserole because last week I was working during Thanksgiving, so that sucked. But my wife brought home a plate from her mother's, and she tells me, oh, my mother said I decided to not make green bean casserole because nobody eats it, even though when I've gone, I've eaten it, and my wife has eaten it. So we're like, okay, that's cool. Not.
So you guys are nobody.
Huh?
You guys are nobody.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, her own daughter is nobody, and then me, I don't,
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm definitely nobody, even though I'm half of the reason why they're going to have a grandkid, bastard.
You put half on it.
Yeah. So, and what's nice is my wife is going, actually at the grocery store now, to go get stuff to make a mini Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow night.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, yeah, so she's going to make, she's not going to make a whole turkey, but she's going to make all the sides, and then she said she's going to do something with a crock pot for turkey. So that's cool. Should be nice. But yeah.
Replay the games or something, too.
Yeah, maybe. I'll go on the NFL Network. Maybe, hopefully they'll be showing the games.
Well, there's a couple of them you don't really.
No, definitely not. I was listening to the games at work. They sounded awful.
Go replay the Chiefs-Patriots season opener.
Yeah, there you go. To a better time.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We have tons to get through in these next 2 hours, so we're just going to jump right into it. And of course, as you guys always know, the way we start this show is with an opening question. And the first question is, what's your favorite fantasy football strategy in the playoffs? Chris, I'll go to you for this one.
You know, I think one of my favorites, I came up with two and I couldn't decide which one I like better, but one of them was just picking up every single handcuff that was valuable and then stashing the best defense. So there was one of them. Another one is like when you're actually in the playoffs. After the week is over, you can look at what your next opponent needs and then focus on the best players that are out there. Grab those guys before your opponent does.
Yeah, it's incredible that we are already at week 13. I mean, it's probably one of the biggest weeks of the entire season for fantasy, just because this means so much to so many people who are right on that edge, and there's so many players right now probably right there sitting at 5-7 or 6-6 that just need one more game maybe to make it in. And you know what? This year in my money leagues, I'm there with you guys. So I am so looking forward to this week, as you all are. But Mickey, what about you? Is there any fantasy football strategy you like to think about going into the playoffs?
Well, Chris mentioned it. It was the stashing of the defenses. I think it's very important, especially if your league, depending on how you score. In a couple of my leagues, sacks are worth like 2 points, so defense is very important.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a strategy I go on. I stash, like if you have next week, if you're not going to get the bye, I would stash like Green Bay D because they got Cleveland. Pretty much anyone that's versing Cleveland D, but again,
Yep.
Yeah. So that's
a
strategy. And then as you go, like Chris said, as you go, players is kind of harder. I've been stashing quarterbacks. Like I have like a few quarterbacks like Golf in one league, and even Aaron Rodgers I took a chance on too. So
you know what's funny is I'm glad you brought up quarterbacks because I don't know if this will pay off. Maybe won't, but I felt like I had to try because so I'm in a league where people think that quarterback is the most important position in the whole league, which it's not, because we talk about how it's not the most important, but I understand it's important to have. But these people are keeping like 2 quarterbacks on their bench and starting one. That kind of ridiculous, you know? So I only have 1 quarterback, or I did until I picked up one, Dak Prescott, who's been up and down, you know, especially since Zeke's been hurt. But I picked up Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, obviously, I'm not starting him this week, but could turn into something. You know, if all the hype for Garoppolo turns to be true, then I could have a really nice stash on my bench.
Could be.
So you're more of a pick up a quarterback kind of guy.
I'm more of a pick up a quarterback kind of guy. Try to pick up what's there. I agree with both you guys. I don't think anything you said have been wrong. I like the fact of trying to pick up handcuffs, especially ones that you have a good feeling will provide value. Like one, for example, I've seen Derrick Henry out there in waivers. I'm already going to put
Derrick Henry just for playoff time. Like literally, I've been saving him because I know he's versus San Francisco Week 15.
Yeah, right. So I'm going to pick up Derrick Henry and stash him on my bench.
Yeah, definitely pick him up.
Yeah. So I mean, there's guys like that who at the turn of a dime they will be instant value. I will pick those guys up, absolutely. But I just felt the quarterback one was a little more relevant in my situation. Maybe it's not in everybody's.
You know, yeah. I've got my one money league is just with some buddies. It's just an 8-man league standard. But there's a few people in there who also, quarterback is the most important position for them. 8-man league, Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady went in the...
That's just...
And this is a 1 quarterback league. Someone took Matthew Stafford in a third. So I ended up getting, I have Melvin Gordon, A.J. Green, Julio Jones...
Right.
DeAndre Hopkins, and I was still able to get Russell Wilson in the 7th.
Well, remember what happened in the Dash League?
What's that?
Do you remember what happened in the Dash League?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, first round.
Oh, yeah.
Dak Prescott, second round. Mariota, third round.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and then you guys remember me telling you in my keeper league, the first, we did the keepers where they're kept in the rounds they were drafted, so... My buddy had Le'Veon Bell as the first. He was first overall, so of course that was his keeper in the first round. Number 2 overall pick, though, was not a keeper pick, and he picked Aaron Rodgers
over David Johnson.
No, David Johnson was also a keeper, but some guys, for example, that were left over: Melvin Gordon, AJ Green, Mike Evans. I mean, you know what I mean. And this is a 12-team league, so there were plenty of guys that were there that he did not have to take Aaron Rodgers.
Man, I even debated on taking Melvin Gordon number 4 over.
Yeah, see? And with the amount of keepers, you probably would have went with Melvin Gordon right there, just with the way it would have worked out. That probably would have been the best pick at the time. Yeah. Nowadays, it's a little shaky.
No, I was saying, even in a redraft, I was toying with that idea.
If you were to go in a redraft, though, now, would you take Melvin Gordon number 4 overall?
Probably. No, not now.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, without further ado, let's go to our newsman, Mickey, who has the hot topics for this week. So, Mickey, take it away.
We're going to start out in good old Cleveland. Josh Gordon is finally back, and he is going to start this week. If you are desperate, maybe, but I don't know. Do you know what this feels like to me? It feels like last year when AP came back, and it was around this time. And I was one of those people that started him, and I ended up with 0.1 points. And I was lucky it didn't cost me my semifinals. I still went to the finals after that. But that's what it feels like. I have to see first. I don't care about the one-hand catches at practice. He's not getting hit. He's not guarded by anybody very serious. He's about to be guarded by one of the San Diego corners who's been doing great, right? So, yeah, what do you guys think about this?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, first off, here's one piece of news item is that Casey Hayward may not play this week, which is one of their elite corners for San Diego. So dealing with some family issues from what I've heard. So, had a death in the family, which is unfortunate. So there's a possibility he may not play this week. And if he doesn't play, if he doesn't play, though, that could be pretty big
Because a lot of people have Chargers defense too. Not that they won't do still well against Cleveland, but yeah, that's great news that I didn't even know about. I mean, not great news, but great news to know about.
Right, it's news to know for fantasy. I mean, it sucks for Casey and his family. We all hope that our condolences go out to them. But as a fantasy show, and what we do here is fantasy analysis, this is something to keep an eye on. So if Casey Hayward doesn't play, huge hit for that defense. Now, in regards to Josh Gordon himself as the player, you're not starting him this week. I don't care about coach speak where they say they're going to get him involved. You just don't. This is the worst week to even toy with this idea. It's week 13, guys. Don't play around. Maybe if you're already clinched a spot, you don't really care, want to take a shot, whatever, go for it. But, I mean, the guy has not played in years. And the last time we saw him, remember 2014, after serving the suspension, he came back. He wasn't the elite wide receiver everybody remembers him from in 2013. So please, guys, temper your expectations with him. He's young, he's athletic, but hasn't played a snap in years. What about you, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to play him. I'm not going to advise that anyone does. I'm thinking, at least for this first game, maybe about 3 catches, 40 yards.
Yeah, I could see that. Unlike maybe 5 targets?
Yeah, I think he'll be involved, but I'm not expecting anything big from him. I would definitely, if I had to play one, I would play Corey Coleman over Josh Gordon.
Now, that's another question I had. How does this affect Corey Coleman in your mind, Chris?
This first game, I don't think it does, but moving on, it could.
But do you think, though, that Josh Gordon would then start seeing the elite coverage over Corey Coleman?
I think it helps Coleman.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe this opens up.
Yeah, definitely.
We got to see at least 2 games to call.
I hear you. And unfortunately, some people though may be out of playoffs by that time, But that's the gravity of that's where we are, at least. That's the situation we're facing. Mm-hmm. But let's continue on, Mickey. What else we got?
Next up is kind of the big news that came out this week. Is the benching of Eli Manning in New York. Mm-hmm. Finally happened. Sad. Few tears for Eli. Geno Smith is in now, so whoever they're versing, start their defense because Geno's known to throw picks and fumbles.
It's the Raiders.
Yeah, Raiders going to get that second pick of the year.
Yeah, at least I'm starting them in 2 leagues.
Last week, I said they were going to get that first pick. Yeah. I knew Paxton. And so speaking of Giants, also they put Janoris Jenkins on the IR, which is good for any receiver versing the Giants going forward. I was hoping it would be Amari this week, maybe Crabtree, but they're both out also during that game. That's what I have to add. Get the defenses against the Giants and pick the wide receivers against the Giants too. What do you think, Chris?
I got nothing else to add.
Yeah, I mean, what more can you say? I think the whole situation is, as far as outside of a fantasy perspective, is a bit bogus. I don't believe that, they're coming out here and saying that Geno Smith gives us our best chance to win. Come on now. Don't be, just because you're 2-9 doesn't mean it's Eli's fault. Don't put it on him.
Right. Yeah, just tell us you're tanking it for the highest pick.
Exactly. I mean, we owe it to the rest of the team to see how Geno and Webb do. I mean, because McAdoo came out and said he's going to get them both reps in games to see how they are. Which, I mean, I understand to a point because it is a losing season. It is a lost cause for you guys at this point. But I don't know. I don't agree with it, especially because it's, a quarterback like Eli who has been on this streak for them and has always been playing so hard for them. I don't like the way they did him dirty like that.
No, and Ben McAdoo's probably not even going to be by the end of the
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Who fucking told him to gel his hair like that? Fucked up.
and that mustache.
He looks like the bad guy in Hard to Kill, that guy that killed Steven Seagal's partner.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, I got no idea what you're on.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's him. He looks like the bad guy in the movie.
I haven't heard anyone say they were a Steven Seagal fan in a.
Right?
You've seen his movies. I ain't a fan, but I've seen his movies. We've seen Jean-Claude Van Damme's movies too. We're going off topic.
Yeah, very off topic. So, yeah, again, just for a recap, in case anybody got lost of the Steven Seagal issue, start the Raiders defense. I would even say I would flex Seth Roberts in some leagues, especially some deep leagues. Maybe 14, 16 team leagues.
Yeah, that's what I ask you guys. Who, since Amari is going to be out this week and Crabtree out this week.
Yeah, with them both out, I mean, I don't see why not starting Seth Roberts. That's who I'd go with at least. Chris?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So I think that's all we got for that. Let's move along.
Let's do it. All right, well, something I kind of skipped on, I guess we can talk about for a second, is Darren McFadden retiring. And I was thinking he was going to be the guy in Dallas. I was wrong.
We saw you skipping on that in the news. Chris,
it wasn't relevant really for fantasy, except that Darren had a cool year. I remember having him that one time. I forgot who he versed. I think it was Denver, where he had like almost 50 fantasy points. So thank you for everything, Darren. Yeah,
and Chris, there we go. We were right. Everybody else thought we were the crazy ones.
For going with Alfred Morris?
Yeah, right. Going for Alfred Morris, who had been traveling with the team and, behind Ezekiel Elliott. Everybody thought we were the crazy ones.
Yep. That's right.
I need Alfred to do way better than he's doing, because Rod Smith has been the only one getting touchdowns over here.
Well, hey, we just said he was going to be the starter. We never claimed that he was going to be good. Oh. Am I right, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's continue on. What else has he got?
Speaking of your pickup in one of your leagues, Jimmy Garoppolo will start for the 49ers this week. Mm-hmm. What does it mean?
It means that the 49er fans are completely delusional for thinking he's the second coming of Joe Montana.
You saw him. He came in quick, 10 seconds, touchdown.
Yeah, but, and first off, shame on the fans. I mean, really, you boo a guy who gets hurt and immediately cheer for Garoppolo to come in. Like, come on. But, you don't boo a guy getting hurt.
Eric, don't you know that already? They love to see that. Why do you think football is football? Because they love to see people just pound on each other.
I know, but that was just harsh.
Yeah, they don't do it.
As far as Garoppolo is concerned, look, he's got a tough matchup. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Bears fan. I'm just saying that because it is the Bears at home who have played well. Only thing is that hurts me, because I am a Bears fan and I know what the situation is. It could be actually a 49er win, considering Danny Trevathan may be out again. Leonard Floyd out for the year, which really hurts us as a defense. He was a great pass rusher for us. We're getting banged up now, so it might be he might do better than people expect. So I don't know. That's my fear. And my fear is we lose to the freaking 49ers.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. But anyway, what else you got?
Another return to Tampa Bay is Jameis Winston. He's returning this week. But Doug Martin, he's in the league's concussion protocol, and it's looking like he's not going to play. So hopefully you picked up Jacquizz Rodgers if you need somebody to plug in this week. Deshaun Jackson, he returned to practice, so he's looking good. Cameron Brate is not looking good. O.J. Howard might be someone you might want to look at if you need someone in the tight end position. Jameis Winston coming back is really, really good for Mike Evans. So everyone that has Mike Evans and hasn't really seen him explode, this is the week Mike Evans probably will explode against that Green Bay secondary. Is there anything you want to add, Chris?
No, we can get more into it when we cover the game.
Cool.
Nick? Yeah, no, we can save it for the game. I have some comments there for later.
Okay. Devontae Freeman is back in practice again in Atlanta, and he's going to be a full go. So I hope you enjoyed Tevin Coleman for a few weeks, Chris. You want to add anything to that?
No, it was great. I love the touchdowns.
Yeah.
I actually don't think I played him last week. Maybe I did. I can't remember. I lost to Ski.
Probably did.
Which I have to say, he has put together a pretty impressive team.
Yeah, he's having quite a year.
Ski follows football, man. He really follows football. He's probably over there talking to the Vikings players. He knows everything inside and out.
No, you know what it is? It's we're letting him win, so he brings us back next.
Yeah, exactly.
No. Coming back next season stronger, because I was just talking to Mike over here, the president of Dash, and he was sick during the week when we did the draft, and he was like, "Man, I should have been in it." He was bragging about him being undefeated in other leagues. So we're bringing Mike into it, and we're taking out what's his name, Jesus.
Jesus Juice.
Jesus, you're leaving. Jerron is out. Jerron can come back as like a football analyst, but Jerron is out. You
don't want to be in it no more.
No, I mean, look at him. How many weeks has he left players out?
That's true. I just want him back in so we could trash talk.
I'll just tell him just to come in for the inside scoop and shit.
No, I just want to trash talk. Oh, man. All right, Mickey. Come on. Feed us some news.
LaShawn McCoy was added to the Bills injury report, but he did practice in full, so I don't understand that, which means he's going to play. Kelvin Benjamin, on the other hand, he's not going to play. So, I mean, I've dropped Kelvin Benjamin in leagues. Is it time to drop him, or what are you guys doing with Kelvin Benjamin?
Yeah, I dropped.
I mean, I don't own any shares of Kelvin Benjamin this year, but I don't know. I mean, if I had, I mean, is he injured reserve? He's not, right?
He's not yet, but a torn meniscus this close to the playoffs.
Yeah, torn meniscus. Yeah, he's probably droppable then at this point.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember what the injury was. I knew it was a knee injury. I forgot it was torn meniscus. Yeah, I would say he's droppable at this point. The LaShawn McCoy thing, I think, is just more of a watch kind of thing because he gets banged up usually every year, and lately, last few years, knock on wood, I mean, he's been staying relatively healthy and not really missing any games.
Yeah, if you want to cuff somebody and you have LaShawn McCoy, go get Cadet. They've actually been playing him a little more these past few weeks, too.
Yeah, he was one of the guys in this week's Great Debate.
Yeah, so there you go. Now you don't have to rely on freaking Mike Tolbert as your handcuff.
Yeah, I dropped. Here's how much I wanted to drop Kelvin Benjamin. I dropped him for handcuffs. I picked up James Conner.
James Conner. He will save us from the Terminators.
That's who it was. It was James Conner versus Travaris Cadet.
Oh, only I got the joke. Okay.
He chose not to.
Yeah, I know, because you guys hate me. Anyways, let's move along here.
Yeah, Alex Collins, he's back in practice. For anyone that was scared he might not play this week, it's looking like he's good to go. Last week, Damian Williams, he separated his shoulder, and Kenyon Drake is in. So hopefully you picked up Kenyon Drake just like Chris did. I see you, Chris. Yeah, and Jay Cutler is back. The infamous Jay Cutler is back this week, which makes me feel good as a Devontae Parker owner in one of my leagues. I was getting ready to drop Devontae. I was like, all right, it's time to let you go. Because,
overrated.
Yeah, he's only he's one of those players where you have to have the balls to throw it in the air for him to do something. And if you don't, and Jay Cutler, I don't want to say he has that balls, but he doesn't care. He's more of a crazy guy, but he's still gonna throw it in the air. Devontae. Yeah, people. I feel like there's not too many slingers out there anymore.
Balls, no brains.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Everyone's kind of been keeping it safe lately when it comes to the quarterback position.
Yeah, not Rivers.
No, not Rivers, not Russell, not Brady. But, I mean, the majority, it just feels like it's just, I mean, even Prescott, just throw it up to Dez, man. You got to sometimes just throw it up to him.
Yeah, he's dealing with a thumb injury right now.
Yeah, as we record, but he's in there. Son of a bitch is in there. I need him in there.
Would you guys want to add anything to that Miami injury?
Start Kenyon Drake.
I mean, well, I guess. I mean, it depends on who you have. I don't know if I'm out there getting excited to start Kenyon Drake.
No, I'm not excited, but I only have him in the Sleeper Wire League where we have 2 flexes. So.
Yeah, I mean, in a multi-flex kind of league, or if you were the guy this year who got nagged by the injury bug, okay, start him. Otherwise, I mean, it's Kenyon Drake on Miami offense. Not very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
No, but he's still the only guy there, so he'll get the opportunity. And he's a big play guy, too.
Yeah. I mean, right. I mean, that's the only thing that's exciting about him is that he's going to have the opportunity to do something.
Yeah, I think his is more of a you're playing for the ceiling rather than...
Yeah. Anything else, Mickey?
Not for that game, but we can move on to Denver. Paxton Lynch, his season was cut short. He got injured during the Raiders game. He's going to be out for 2 to 4 weeks with an ankle injury, so Trevor Siemian is in. I think that's good news for Emmanuel Sanders. It's definitely good news for both of them because I really thought Paxton was just not going to, bring anything to the table when it came to those receivers. But I think Siemian has kind of a chemistry when it comes to Sanders. So if you're a Sanders owner, I would start Sanders this week. What do you guys think?
I think it's even better for...
Yeah,
I think it's better than Paxton Lynch, but I think Brock likes Demaryius more than Trevor does.
Sure. I don't know. I think Trevor Siemian's good all around, really, for the offense more than either Brock or Paxton Lynch.
Yep, very true.
Yeah, but what I am curious about, and this doesn't really have anything to do with fantasy, is what do you guys think? Next year, does Denver draft another quarterback?
I don't think so.
I think it matters on their positioning, but it seems like they're a team that wants to win like right now, so they might go after like an Eli or I don't know who will be available this year after this year, but
well, maybe Alex Smith.
Yeah, there you go.
They could go after Alex Smith, or I could see them going the veteran route because I think Jaguars have a hand on Eli next year as their quarterback. That's number one.
Because of Tom Coughlin?
Tom Coughlin, yeah, mostly. But they also, I think they're a team that could do better right now if they had a veteran quarterback.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, I mean, with the defense and the run game, they just need a quarterback not to fuck it up, really. So I think they could. I think they'd be a major contender to get Eli. So therefore, I'm thinking Denver would have to settle probably for, an Alex Smith type if they were to go to veteran quarterback way, which I don't know how much that helps them. But you're right. I mean, they're a team probably more poised to win now than to start over and rebuild at this point. So, but we'll see. Just something I was thinking about, just because their quarterback issue is such a mess, and the rookie just doesn't. Hasn't really, well, not a rookie anymore, but he hasn't looked good at all yet.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Continue, please.
Rashard Matthews is not practicing. It's not looking good for him again this week. So that's bad for Rashard Matthews owners. DeMarco Murray illness was sidelined Thursday as well. That's great for Derrick Henry owners. Seems like Henry's taking it over, closing out the season like we all thought he would. What do you guys think?
I still don't think Henry's taken up.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with Chris there. I mean, until DeMarco Murray's injured, Derrick Henry's not getting the job.
Well, if you look at his rush attempts and his yards compared to DeMarco Murray, his output is way better.
Oh, yeah, I'm not arguing that. I just still think that Murray's going to get them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, there was even a report today that Mike Mularkey came out and clearly stated that just, DeMarco Murray's still our guy.
Yep. Yeah, and I know DeMarco Murray hasn't been good, but it's still mostly his job, aside from that 3-touchdown game. Derrick Henry has certainly been more effective.
Yeah.
Agreed. It's getting really hard to tell people start DeMarco Murray.
Yep.
Very.
Yeah, we have him ranked, I think, in the 30s.
Wow. He hasn't been ranked that low probably since he was with the Eagles.
Yeah, probably not.
Damn. All right, Mickey. Anything else?
Yep, next up, Amir Abdullah. He did not practice Thursday. Something's going on with his neck. I didn't really see it in last week's game, what happened. I don't know if you guys have any more info on this. This kind of came out of nowhere for me. So, Chris, do you know anything more? Should people pick up Riddick right now? What's going on?
Oh, I would not pick up Riddick because they're playing the Rams, so I don't think I would play any Lions.
I disagree. I think Riddick would be a decent flex option just because we know that he's really good out of the backfield as a catching back or receiving back, excuse me. And I know Ravens defense is good, but I think that he would still be able to stay involved with if the Ravens were to get some kind of lead through their defense or something, because offensively they're not running away with anything. But I wouldn't be opposed to somebody, say if Kenyon Drake was picked up, or and again, if people need a flex or it's a deep league or a multi-flex league, I wouldn't tell people no on Theo Riddick, especially in PPR.
See, I just feel like Riddick is going to play the same role, and then they'll just alternate Zach Zenner and Dwayne Washington.
You think they're better receiving options, though, if Amir is hurt?
Oh, no, they're not necessarily better receiving options, but I think they're going to be the ones getting the first and second down work.
I don't know. You might be right, but all I'm saying is I'm not opposed to somebody going out and picking up Theo Riddick if he's out there.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that is.
Let's go to New Orleans. Coby Fleener concussion has been ruled out this week. So I don't think there's any Coby Fleener owners out there, but just in case you are and you're crazy for that, he is out this week.
Yeah. If you like suffering,
yeah,
dealing with torment every week, like trying to lose, Coby Fleener news. This is for you.
Yes, it is. I think it might be a good Ted Ginn revenge game.
No.
Yeah. What do you think? He's going to get that revenge, though.
He might, but he just keeps sucking the life out of Michael Thomas's fantasy value.
And Willie Snead.
Well, Willie Snead's been long gone. You've been riding that train still. You have derailed at this point. But at least Michael Thomas is still. Yeah. Oh, God, I love watching the Thursday game while we do this show. Oh, flag. Damn it. Hopefully it's against Redskins.
Your TV's faster than ours every time you do this shit, so we don't know what the fuck's going on.
I know. Well, I didn't say what happened.
Oh, well, it's probably Cowboys forward and there was a flag.
Penalty declined. There we go.
See? What did I say? You just got it up to Dez, right?
Uh-huh.
Right?
Boom. Connection to Dez.
Did it count?
Probably not. The way
it did.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, touchdown. Penalty was declined because of pass interference.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
I still am at the commercial.
Sorry. Sorry. I can't hope that I have superior, television and cable.
Yeah, you pay for cable.
Yeah.
I'm not home. You guys are home chilling.
And I don't pay for cable, so.
Yeah, but wait. Chris, what are you talking about, Mickey? You had the Raider game going. Didn't you watch that?
We have the game here while we're doing the show. The game is on, but it's on the computer, so it's not up to speed. If it's on TV, it's up to speed.
Got it.
Well,
anyways, I got lost. Where were we? What were we talking about?
God knows.
Who knows? Let's just move on. Why don't we move on?
Fleener and how Ted Ginn eats.
Oh, right. Yeah. So we don't. Yeah, things we can talk about later. Let's just move along.
Let's go to Carolina, actually, since we're talking about them. And that game, Ron Rivera said Greg Olsen could still play this week, even if he doesn't practice. Last week, we kind of touched on this, and it's not like Gordon, but it's anyone that's coming back from injury. Is you're taking a chance on them. You don't know how much they're going to play, what's going to happen. And then you saw what happened last game. He had 10 yards, and then he aggravated his foot, and he was out the rest of the game. So Olsen is someone I have that I'm just keeping for playoffs. I need to see him back for me to start him. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm not playing.
No, I'm not playing him either. And, the people last week who were saying Greg Olsen, weren't you guys saying to start him last week?
No, we were saying to not start him. We were saying to wait because he's coming back from injury.
Right, okay. I thought I couldn't remember if it was you guys or somebody else. I was talking to somebody else who kept telling me, oh, why wouldn't you start Greg Olsen? Like, he's coming back. He should be fine. And I just shook my head and was like, wait, what? I wouldn't start Greg Olsen last week, and guess what? Same thing this week. Ain't going to happen.
I started him in one league.
Okay, but I guess...
Yeah, I don't necessarily regret it, though.
I mean, did you still win?
I think so.
see, then this
no, yeah,
you really don't care about.
Yeah, I did. It was in one of my sleeper bot leagues, and I won both of them, including one against Mickey, thanks to a Justin Tucker last minute. Yeah, so that was pretty.
Yeah, and P. Ryan had 100 yards, and today he only has like 35. Fucking A.
Oh, I did not start Dak this week. I benched it for Josh McCown.
Oh, I don't blame you though. Dak has been pretty bad the last couple of weeks.
I started him in one of my leagues. Fuck it.
There were just really no quarterbacks left. As I told you, I had to pick up Jimmy Garoppolo as a backup option. So I had no choice. Anyway, Mickey, anything else?
More bit of news, and that's Aaron Jones. He's back at practice. He's limited. Maybe he's kind of a good stash, but Jamal Williams came out of nowhere this week. He did what we didn't think he could do. He had a great game. So I don't think they're going to just throw Aaron Jones right back in there.
No, they're not. And plus Ty Montgomery.
Yeah, so, I mean, you can keep eye on him. Again, you got a deep league. You want to stash, that's fine. But he was limited. And,
well, Ty Montgomery's not back this week, is he?
I don't know. I thought he was.
I haven't heard anything. But regardless, I mean, yeah, why don't you look that up? Because I didn't think he was back yet.
Well, even if he's not back this week, he will be back.
Yeah, but if he was back, though, this week and they had Jamal Williams doing that, then this may be a Jamal Williams type of show at this point.
Montgomery did not practice, probably not.
So, okay. So then he hasn't been back. So then I still think that Aaron Jones will be either very limited in his return Sunday if he does come back, or he's not playing this week, and this is still a very good Jamal Williams week.
Yep, very well could.
Yeah, and when I say very good Jamal Williams week, I mean really because of opportunity. And, last week, look what it was. It was Devontae Adams and Jamal Williams. That was the whole offense.
Yeah, he's going to...
Yeah. So, all right. And with that being said, that is the news, right, Mickey?
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, thank you so much for doing that. Now we can move along to previewing all the games.
Woo.
Yeah. Get that excitement built.
Woo.
Woo. That's it. That's it. That's the level of excitement we're keeping it at. We're not raising it up any higher, but we're not getting lower than that.
That's all you're getting from us.
Yeah. Woo. All right. Well, here's a matchup that we're going to start at that kind of level, and that's Chiefs at Jets. Man. Okay.
You know what's crazy? Before the season started, I was saying the Chiefs weren't going to make the playoffs. And then they started whatever, like 4-0 or 5 or whatever they started.
They started like 6-0, I thought, right?
They
like
5-0 and they lost their sixth game.
Oh, okay.
Well, I was completely wrong. And then now there's still a chance they might not make the playoffs.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
There might be a chance.
You know, I think this game could be high scoring.
I have no faith that this game is high scoring.
2 bad defenses, 2 decent offenses.
Well,
I got a question.
What?
I got a question for you.
Uh-huh.
How has Kareem Hunt been doing for you this season?
Well, I was going to get into a Kareem Hunt rant. It's time.
It's time.
It's time to talk Kareem Hunt. I am benching Kareem Hunt this week.
Wow.
It's time.
Wow.
No, it's time. Come on. There's no wow anymore. What has he done?
I'm not
convinced me. Why? Convince me why. Convince me and the rest of the people out there who have owned Kareem Hunt, seen what he's done the last month and a half of no value.
Who are you benching him for?
For example, in one of my leagues, I'm benching him because I have Melvin Gordon and Jamal Williams.
I think it's a great matchup. He's got Oakland next week. That's a great matchup. Miami and his team.
How is the Jets a great matchup? They have a strong front seven.
I still think it's a pretty good matchup.
I mean, look what they did to LaShawn McCoy not too long ago.
Yeah, but look at what everyone's done.
No, not necessarily. I mean, they did something. Oh, shit. Thursday. Look what they did to LaShawn McCoy. And then, like I said, I mean, they've been strong against the run, the Jets. Jets have not been cakewalks when it comes to letting running backs run all over them. So, and McCoy has done, and, you know, to your McCoy comment, he has done a lot better against other defenses. This is not a Hunt comeback week. I promise you that much. I will bet anything that it's not.
Anything.
Just about.
Naming rights to your kid.
Yeah. He doesn't even exist yet, so sure.
Well, yeah, you got to have the name before you. Yeah, no, I'm talking about when he's born.
Oh, okay. No.
Yeah, no, you write on the birth certificate what I say.
Got it. But I mean, and this is in Jersey, you know. So, look, I'm sorry, I'm not. This is just not going to be a week you can convince me that Kareem Hunt is gonna go up. Maybe against the Raiders, I'll put him back in, but I can't start him this week. I can't trust him.
All right. Well, I'm still trusting him, but I understand some people being down on him after last week.
But it's not really just after last week, man. I mean, look at the.
It's been that last 3 weeks. Everyone's been like, "Oh, this is the week he comes back. This is the week he comes back."
Right. I mean, since in a PPR league, since week 8, since week 7 against the Raiders, he has not had double-digit points. He has had 9 by 10. Okay, 10. Excuse me. He did have double-digit points.
See, I'm looking at PPR and ESPN, and I see.
Where do you see 10.1, 10.7?
I'm on ESPN.
Which games?
It was Dallas and Giants.
Okay, so in my one league, it's we do full point, so it's, we don't count the decimal points. So maybe that, yeah. So listen, I'm sorry, but 10 points is still not RB starting material, especially over guys who are putting up better games. They're not using Kareem Hunt.
You're right. They're not.
Right, they haven't, and maybe they will, and maybe this will be the week that I'm cursing that I didn't start him. But I can't sit here and look at my scores and go, "Oh, look, Kareem Hunt did absolutely nothing again," or "Kareem Hunt's not the reason I won."
Well, yeah, I'm not arguing that he hasn't been frustrating. I'm just saying I'm still.
Well, I'm telling people if they have better options. Like I said, I think Jamal Williams.
You can say that about every player if you have better options.
Sure, but you wouldn't say that about like Julio Jones. Because there really are no better options.
Exactly.
Well, I think in Kareem Hunt's case, there are better options.
Well, I mean, Julio, you could say Antonio Brown.
I guess if you.
But no, I'm not talking about the guys at the very top. I'm talking about, almost every single player you can say if you have better.
Okay, and I'm saying okay. Anyways, let's forget. My point is,
so you're not starting him. I am. That's how it is.
Yeah, right. That's the way it is. I can't trust Kareem Hunt. What about? I wanted to talk about too before we get through to the next game. Tyreek Hill. He's been so up and down this year. It's like he has one huge game and then one either okay game or a crap game. How are you feeling about Tyreek Hill in this game?
I still like him.
You like him in this game, Mickey?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to bench him. I have him in the sleeper wire league.
He has 7 catches.
I have an issue here where I'm not sure who to play this week. I think I'll leave it for the game that the other player is in to ask the question. But I have a question about a would you rather later on.
All right.
So anybody else in this game, though? I mean, you're going to start Travis Kelce, obviously.
Robbie Anderson.
Robbie Anderson has become a must-start if you own him. He's been, a really solid starter for them, really pulling in the stats. Can't really bench him at this point. Anybody else?
I'm still playing Austin Seferian-Jenkins Super Wire League, and I'm streaming Josh McCown, but we don't really need to spend much time on that.
No, I agree. I have Austin Seferian-Jenkins, too, in one of my leagues, and I agree. I've been playing him as well. So, but, okay. Next game, we are moving on to Patriots at Bills. Oh, boy. Let's not all get excited.
Slaughter.
Will Patriots lose another game before the season is over?
They're going to lose all of them.
Nice.
Man, 9-7 finish, Patriots. This game, man, I don't see how the Patriots don't win this game.
Oh yeah, they're gonna win.
Yeah, so I think they'll win. Is it a blowout game? I don't necessarily think so.
I think they'll win by at least.
See, I think they'll win by a touchdown.
Okay. I mean, it is a division game and it is in Buffalo, so that very well could happen. But aside from Danny Amendola, is Chris Hogan back this? I saw him ranked on.
No, he's still questionable and he hasn't really fully practiced.
Okay. Well, everybody else: Brady, Lewis, Burkhead, Cooks.
Mm-hmm. Right. Speaking of Lewis, Deion Lewis or Rex Burkhead this week, or both?
I mean, I wouldn't. If you have both, that must be super frustrating.
I was on a show earlier today with your boyfriend, Hoos, and he was telling me he would start Lewis and Burkhead in the same lineup.
Yeah, he likes both.
I told him he was crazy because I can't trust two players at the same position in one lineup.
Right. Now, Tyrod is ranked particularly high this, and I'm not sure I understand why. Because the Patriots do just shut down the team's best players. Why would they not just focus on McCoy and Clay and force them to just throw it to Zay Jones?
They may very well do that.
Yeah.
And I don't think Tyrod's I understand they wanted to bench him for Peterman, and look how that went. But I don't necessarily think Tyrod's a terrible quarterback, at least fantasy-wise. He may not be a good real-life quarterback, but he's a pretty good fantasy quarterback.
Yeah, top 12. I don't know if he's going to be there.
Oh, I don't know about top 12 either. I'd say he's in the realm of getting about 15, 20 points.
Yeah, he's been ranked in the top 12.
They're not like us. So you're starting your obvious guys too on the Bills here. I mean, you're starting your LeSean McCoy. You're starting, Charles Clay.
Deion Lewis has been really, really playing really well the past few weeks.
Yeah, him and Burkhead. So, I mean, they're both good play.
Yeah, but he even if he doesn't get a touchdown, he's still a good play.
Yep.
He's a good play.
Yeah, it's been incredible this season. I really thought by the trade deadline we were going to hear, Deion Lewis was traded or something, or even before the season. I really didn't think Deion Lewis was going to make this roster because I thought that James White was going to provide that Deion Lewis role because he could stay healthy, and then they had Gillislee and Rex Burkhead. So I just didn't think there was any room left for Lewis because of how injury prone he was as well. And now look at him. So it's been quite a comeback for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So I think with that being said, we can move on to the next matchup, which is Broncos at Dolphins.
Jay Cutler.
Yay! Not watching this game. I will watch highlights, but I definitely won't be sitting through this game.
Red Zone shows it, I watch it.
Yep.
I go to my friend's house who has DirecTV.
This is Go ahead.
I was just going to say, he puts all the games on at once. It's kind of nice.
That's got to be hard to see.
They got a big screen TV. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, this is great news for Jarvis. Bad news.
Yeah, Kenny Stills takes a step back with this news about Cutler being there.
And Julius Thomas might have he's been all right with
been okay. I can't say he's going to be great.
Yeah, that's why I said he's been all right.
Yeah, he's all right. He's all right.
He's all right.
Yeah. Devontae Parker fans rejoice.
Yes. I need him this week, man.
And we kind of touched on Kenyon Drake, so we don't really need to go back to that well. No. What about the backfield for the Broncos? Can you start anybody there anymore?
Booker I don't trust PPR.
I put in Booker last week. I dropped Damian Williams, which is kind of I dropped Damian Williams for Booker last minute, but it doesn't matter. I dropped Booker right back. They said he's gonna get it, but again, they just keep sharing it with everybody. So I don't know. I can't trust nobody there.
I dropped C.J. Anderson.
Yeah, I've dropped him weeks ago.
It was hard for me to do.
Yeah.
I think I dropped him for Austin Eckler.
I mean, not a bad. It's not a bad pickup at all.
Picking up handcuffs, man.
Exactly.
Handcuff time. Handcuff season.
Yep. Anyways, we talked about the Broncos earlier, so I'm not sure we have to go through all that.
No, and we talked about the Dolphins. I couldn't even tell you who wins this game, though. The teams are so bad this year.
Yeah, I think the Dolphins at home. I think.
Wow.
Well, Trevor Siemian hasn't really played in a while. They don't have much of a run game.
No, it's true.
They're traveling to the East Coast.
Hey, if you had Alfred Morris going this
like
week,
I do.
Yeah, 128 yards already.
Nice. I need that.
Great game.
It's the best game.
Well, it was. We should have also known revenge game.
That's what I was saying, man. Revenge game next week. This week, Ted Ginn.
Yeah. Well, fuck Ted Ginn. Yeah. Anyways, let's move on because I'm already bored of this game.
I'm already bored of the next game.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, settle down, a-holes.
It seems like this first half of games are pretty bad, and the second half of games.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Well, I will say this should be a big Jordan Howard week.
Yep, agreed.
Yeah, it better be.
Yeah, better be. So, and it will be exciting at least to see a full game of Garoppolo and a new offense and see just if he can do what everybody else says he can do. I mean, I don't think so, but we'll see. Probably prove me wrong and embarrass my Bears, and that'll be the end of it.
Do you guys remember that My Name is Jimmy Garoppolo thing? It was before the 2016. It was like a little like intro to the NFL commercial thing on Fox. But it was like a music video where Rob Riggle was playing Jimmy Garoppolo, trying to find his helmet.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, you'll have to look that up. It's really funny. They talked about how... never mind. We don't have to get it.
Yeah, please. Yep. Thank you.
Jimmy Garoppolo. My name is Jimmy Garoppolo. Anyways, Carlos Hyde. Solid play. Marquise Goodwin, I think, is flexible.
You like that play, Mickey? Are you caught up yet?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, touchdown, Alfred Morris.
There's a flag. Oh, the defense. Never mind.
Look at him trying to crush your dreams.
You saw how that was created, right? They threw it up to Dez.
Mm-hmm. Yep, pass interference.
You got to do that. And when you guys listen to the show and when you guys hear me say throw it up to Dez, I said that before they threw it up to Dez twice.
All right, so yeah, as we mentioned, listen, we're gonna move on to the next game in just a moment, but yeah, Carlos Hyde, maybe Marquise Goodwin, as Chris said, Jordan Howard. This should be a big game. If it's not, we'll talk about it next week, and I don't know. We'll have to just take it from there. But there's really nobody else I can recommend for the Bears. I mean, Tariq Cohen's been such a boomer bust. I can't say. I would say this would be the game where you could feel a little more comfortable starting him. But if they get a lead, which is not likely, because the Bears don't like to drive the score on anybody, because the play calling sucks and the philosophy there sucks. But yeah, no, I don't know. Jordan Howard's the only guy I guess I could say.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah. Lions at Ravens. Another crap game. I'm going to say you're starting Alex Collins because I don't think Woodhead still is going to eat up too much into Collins' workload. Do you guys?
No.
No, I don't think so.
No. I mean, because they're using Alex Collins in the passing game as well. So I'm not in the least concerned about Danny Woodhead's involvement. I mean, I think maybe it starts to pick up a little, but nothing to the point where I'm scared to start Alex Collins. And then the receivers, can you start any of them?
Oh, yeah, Golden Tate and Marvin Jones.
I meant for the Ravens.
Oh, no, I'm no longer on the Macklin.
Uh-oh.
No.
Yep.
The Macklin train has stopped?
Yep.
Yeah, Mike Wallace was the guy last week, too.
He's been the guy.
Yeah, he's been the guy.
Yeah. Ouch.
Yeah,
I'm
not
sorry.
on the... You know what, last week, maybe it's because of what happened to me last week. I was up by 17 in a PPR, and I had Macklin, and the other guy had DeAndre Hopkins. So I was like, you know what, just give me like 3 catches, 50 yards, and should win. And that 1 for 6, and DeAndre Hopkins had a monster usual. And I lost by 3.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
So I think that was like, you know what, I'm fucking done with him.
Damn.
Yep.
He is done, son.
Yep.
All right. Well, there you go. There you have it. Jeremy Macklin, a no-go for you guys out there, and I agree. But Golden Tate had a bit of a down week for you guys, but don't worry, he should bounce back. Yeah, not worried. Marvin Jones, good, decent flex option as well. I mean, are you concerned, though, it is in Baltimore? I mean, they are a tough defense.
Oh, yeah, they are a tough defense. I just think you have to start both of them.
I mean, have to?
Okay, I would have no problem either one of them. In a standard, I would rather play Marvin Jones, maybe not Tate, but in a PPR, I'd be okay with it.
Let's say you're in a position, and it's very possible, you have Golden Tate or Cooper Kupp this week.
That's tough. I think I'm going to take Cooper Kupp.
Look at you, Cooper.
Oh, did you? Whoa!
Oh, Cooper.
Can you believe it?
Chris is on the Cooper Kupp bandwagon finally.
Wow.
No, I'm not on the bandwagon. I'm just saying Robert Woods being out.
Good money last week on Panther. I see you, Coop. I see you.
Wow. I did not think that was going to be the answer he gave.
Hang it with Cooper Kupp.
All right. That's interesting. What about Golden Tate or Stephon Diggs?
Diggs.
Golden Tate or Tyreek Hill?
Hill.
Okay. See, so, I mean, again, I'm not trying to, split hairs here, but I'm just saying, it's very possible people could have better options in Golden Tate, and it would be because of this matchup. It's not a great one.
Yeah, right. I have him as my wide receiver 3 in one of my leagues, and I don't really have an option to put in for him.
No,
sure,
but that's a great spot for him to be this. That's about what you could expect, I think.
Yeah, and I think he's kind of due for not a breakout maybe game, but a good game,
Yeah,
and,
get back in this.
Yeah, you saw the people who were running the slant, like Braxton Miller and Ellington, when they were running the slant against the Ravens with freaking savage, they were doing pretty well. So I think with Tate, running that, he'll do pretty good.
Do pretty well.
Well, too many times. What's his name? You called who'd you? What's the name of the coach for the Bengals? Marvin Lewis. You called him Marvin Jones for 5 minutes last week.
Oh, you're talking about B?
No, I'm talking about Nick.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. So
what do you Did you want a medal for digging that back up?
If you want an English teacher, there could be one here too.
That's names, not how to speak.
That's even worse.
No, it's not.
Yes,
definitely isn't worse than trying to speak your first language and
what?
not knowing how to do it.
You know what? Fuck it. We're getting an English teacher for next week. We got the budget for that, right?
Yeah, well, bring one of your professor friends.
In the math department, I don't know any English teachers.
Well, that's true. English and math don't really get along very well.
You know who sucks at English when it comes down to knowing words and grammar and stuff is doctors. And doctors are some of the smartest people in the world.
I guess. I've never had a doctor where he's had an issue with speaking.
Oh,
yeah, me either. Is that an LA thing?
Plenty, especially when they write down something.
Well, that's writing, not talking.
Well, the commas, they place the commas and they put 3 spaces between.
You're really stretching here, Mickey.
Yeah.
You're reaching. You're reaching, man.
Just what it
You're
is.
running out of rope.
Basically, smart people do it too.
Sit in front of me and correct my English.
Apparently, I have touched a Mickey nerve finally.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's go into an exciting game and hopefully the beginning of some exciting games to talk about. Vikings at Falcons.
Gonna be fun.
This one I do want to watch. especially because I mean the Falcons have finally started to show signs of life and coming back. I don't know if they're a little too late with the way some of these other teams have been playing this year, but they're coming back. Should be a good one. Should be a good fantasy game.
Oh, yeah.
My first question to you guys, is Case Keenum an every week starter?
No.
No.
Nope, I don't think so.
Is that because his name is Case Keenum?
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. It's the same with McCown. Is like you want to start them too, but it's just okay. You might stream them this week.
Yeah, he's a streaming option, but I don't think he's an every. You drop everybody else, only play Case.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what if you had Aaron Rodgers? Okay, I picked up Aaron Rodgers, and then he got hurt. Well, I drafted Aaron Rodgers, he got hurt. Shit. Well, I'll pick up Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson went down. Now I really got no quarterback because everybody's scooped up quarterbacks. Case Keenum's not your weekly starter?
Okay, well, if he's the only quarterback left.
Well, okay, then I'll give you another scenario. You got Case Keenum, and you saying, okay, he's a streamer. They got Trevor Siemian, Jimmy Garoppolo, Mitch Trubisky,
So the waiver wire is completely bare, and it's just left with single-digit quarterbacks?
Yeah.
14, 16 team leagues.
Yeah, yes, but come on.
All right. I'm just saying, I mean, I don't think Case Keenum's bad enough where you can't start him every week. I mean, what matchups? I mean, this is a good matchup. Wouldn't you start him this week?
Oh, yeah, this week for sure.
I want to see what Minnesota's schedule is for the rest of the season. Because now I want to challenge you and see which weeks you wouldn't stream them.
They got Atlanta, at Carolina, Bengals, and Green.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to start them against Bengals.
What? Wouldn't want to start them against the Bengals?
Mm-hmm.
What are you scared of the Bengals for? They do?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I wouldn't say they have a good defense. I think their defense is all right, but I wouldn't say it's a good defense.
Yeah, and I also wouldn't start Keenum at Carolina.
That's the only one I was going to say that, okay, maybe that would be one where I would. Huh?
That's like 2 out of the 4 games left.
I'm still not sold on the Bengals being a tough matchup.
So you wouldn't start him against Carolina?
Probably not. Depends on,
So he's not an every week
who else I have. Well, it depends on who else I had to start, though, too. And their matchup.
Right, but every week start is a no matter what. Russell Wilson is an every week. Tom Brady's an every week.
Yeah. All right. I guess you got me in my own web. Oh, yeah, baby. I needed that. Woo!
Yeah, someone's got to knock you down a peg. I'm just kidding. But I am streaming Case Keenum this week. I do think he's a good option.
Yes, I think this is a great option for him. I'm just saying there's worse options out there to go plug and play on a weekly basis. Like, even against Carolina next week, I don't think he does so horrible that you're like, damn it, why did I start Case Keenum? Because the offense around him is so good.
All right, what about Keenum or McCown at Denver next? So you got Keenum at Carolina.
I think I'd go Keenum. Yeah.
That's the only one I came up with.
Oh, okay, got it. I thought maybe there was more. All right, let's run through the rest of these players though in this game. You're gonna start your Adam Thielen, your Stephon Diggs, your Rudolph. What about the backfield though here, guys? I mean, Latavius Murray has started to get really involved here, and Jerick McKinnon's starting to slow down.
I think both are playable. If you have both, you don't want to play both of them. But if you have Latavius or if you have McKinnon, I think they're both you'd be okay playing.
But what if you do have both? Who do you start?
I still think Jerick McKinnon in a PPR because he's still getting the receiving down work, and he is getting goal line carries. Murray's done more with his, but he's still getting goal line carries.
I would have to go with Murray. I don't want to say that. I never thought I would even play Murray again in my life. But he's been doing well, man. He's been doing good.
You said it right and changed it just to fuck with
right.
Nick.
He's like, shit, I did. He's like, shit. Nick got me in that one.
Calibrate.
But yeah, man, I was more of a McKinnon fan too in the beginning. But Murray's just, he's just doing it. It's not really just goal line or whatever. He's getting the points. He's getting the yards. So I would have
for sure.
Murray.
For sure. I just like both guys.
Yeah.
Mickey, you are like my broken toy. I shall fix you by the end of the season.
Oh man, you're like all my ex-girlfriends.
Only this time I'll succeed. You know what I mean?
All your ex-girlfriends, they look and sound like a dude.
Our girlfriends would be like they always want to.
Yeah, didn't you know, Chris? They would all go. They'd all go, "Hey, baby."
Why couldn't they give this to Alfred Morris? I don't understand that shit.
I don't know, but is this even a touchdown?
No, but it was about to be. Give it to Alfred Morris, man.
Well, they might give it to him right here.
No, they won't.
Shit. I hope Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I need another Dak touch.
Yeah.
All right, where are we at?
All right.
Falcons?
All right, so Falcons side of the ball. Tevin Coleman, Devontae Freeman. Devontae Freeman, they say he should be back this game. Am I wrong?
No, he cleared.
Right, we covered that in the news. Yep. It was just way too much.
Yeah, he's all the way back.
So, last week, after the Week 11 game, I sent out a tweet that said it may be time to stop thinking Julio Jones as a fantasy wide receiver. And you know what? I was just trying to motivate.
Yeah, I would never bench Julio.
No, I wouldn't have benched him, but I wasn't expecting
That's
this.
That's what Julio does. I mean, he literally has 2 or 3 games where he goes over 200 yards. I think he has like the record.
Yeah, isn't he the only receiver who's ever had 3 games of 50 yards?
Yeah. So he is a beast like that, and I had a feeling he was going to do well, and I picked him up in all my FanDuels. He did great for me. T.Y. killed it for me. I thought T.Y. was going to do good too, but he didn't do it.
Chris, aren't you proud of the work that I've done?
Nah,
did you hear him?
I did.
Come on, he's doing so well.
He's doing pretty good.
Be freaking well is if they put Alfred Morris in right here, freaking instead of the Smith.
Now it's third and goal. You know they're gonna have Dak just QB run it in.
I don't think they should. They're up by too much. They should be just.
Man.
Anyways, Mohamed
Sanu. He is Mohamed Sanu. Are we starting him?
I think he can.
I think he can in this. Well,
he's been killing it.
That he catches it.
Yeah.
If he's not catching touchdowns, he's throwing them.
And Julio's going to see the, like Xavier Rhodes and, the elite coverage. So, yeah, I like this matchup for Sanu. Might be his kind of day over Julio. So why not? But still not starting Austin Hooper as a tight end option.
No.
Okay. Well, again, exciting game. I think the Vikings win it, though.
I think so.
Wow.
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I don't think they're going to win by more than 7.
No.
I think both teams have to show. They're the top teams in the NFC, so they got to show out.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think Vikings are one of the top teams.
They're both in the group right now. They're both hot. So let's see what happens.
All right, let's go on to the Buccaneers at Green Bay. So we talked about Jamal Williams, and we talked about Doug Martin. So we don't really need to get more in detail into that. Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb. Can you guys even make an argument to start them?
I don't even know if I can make an argument to keep them on.
No,
wow.
Fuck, I'm shit. Jordy Nelson is gonna score this week.
I mean, the Buccaneers are one of the worst against the pass.
Yeah.
And Brett Hundley's one of the worst passers.
Yeah, but he had a good game last week, and he still didn't throw it to
I know, which is just unbelievable. So Devontae Adams will be fed, and that's about it. And then on the other side of the ball, with Jameis Winston coming back, be excited, Mike Evans owners, as we mentioned before.
Mike Evans.
And now I'm less excited to play Deshaun Jackson. I was playing him every week with Ryan Fitzpatrick. He takes a bump down, Cameron Brate, huge bump up.
I was going to say that because Mickey mentioned that before, and that's why I wanted to save it for later, because I think that Cameron Brate does get a huge bump up, as Chris just said.
Yep.
Well, he's injured, so he's questionable right now, and it's not looking too
Brate?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was added to the injury report today with a hip issue. So, I mean, obviously we got to monitor it.
Yeah, but if he plays,
yeah,
I think he's a go. You could start him in your lineup.
I agree.
All right, then let's move on to the next game. Texans at Titans, division rival game.
Horrible.
You're starting DeAndre Hopkins.
Yep.
Definitely. Lamar Miller.
Do you guys know where Lamar Miller is right now in fantasy rankings? Like points scored for running backs?
That's low.
Do what?
No.
Probably like number 9.
He's actually the number 12. He's a running back 1 right now. It doesn't feel like it, does it?
No, but you know what? It's probably because, let's look at running backs this whole year. Really hasn't been anything special outside of probably the top 5 or 6.
Yeah, for sure. But it just sounds gross to kind of consider him as a running back 1.
Oh, absolutely. This would be one of those things that I can't wait till the end of the season so we can really, break down the stats for the end of the year, because that's when we're really going to try, come and compare what is and what isn't, and who was a real RB1 based off their stats. You know what I mean? When we have all the evidence compiled.
We can do that during the awards show.
The Sleepies. We could do that.
That was fun last.
Yeah, there you go. So during the Sleepies, we'll do that. And, because it's going to be interesting. Because like I said, I bet you there's just such a huge margin of difference between number 6 and 7 or, or something like that. Like there's going to be a drop-off at some point. I'm interested to see how big that drop-off is. But anyways, Bruce Ellington? No?
I picked him up. I'm not sure if I'm going to play him or not.
No, I don't know if you could play him this week. I mean, it's not like it's a bad matchup, but you probably got better options.
Yeah, most likely.
As far as Titans are concerned, really already kind of talked about the Derrick Henry, DeMarco Murray issue. Unfortunately, I still say you got to start DeMarco Murray, but I'm not happy about it.
I think I benched him for Samaje.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Here's an example of a guy I would start over DeMarco Murray is Kareem Hunt. I would start Kareem Hunt over DeMarco Murray.
Yep, absolutely.
That's one. There's one guy for you.
I think Delaney Walker, solid play.
Oh, absolutely. He's been killing it.
Yep. And Rashard Matthews, if he's questionable right now.
Yep. And you know what's funny is, Delaney Walker really hasn't done anything to touchdowns. It's all been yardage and catches.
Right, yeah, he only has one touchdown.
Yeah, isn't that? Well, he's also got a rushing touchdown too. Let's not forget.
No, that's true.
But yeah, as far as a receiver goes,
yep,
there's one. So, but he's been solid all year. I've been surprised. But anyways, let's move along to Colts at Jaguars. Frank Gore, T.Y. Hilton, Jack Doyle.
Jack Doyle is...
Really? You don't think T.Y. does anything?
I don't want to take that chance.
Ah, well, thank you for trading him to me, you bastard.
Enjoy.
Yeah. Well, listen, T.Y. Hilton's one of those guys that, when he's on the field, it's kind of hard to bench him because he could go off at any time. Look a couple weeks ago. He had that huge game against the Texans. Nobody probably thought that was going to happen.
I did.
No, the Texans have a pretty terrible secondary. They have a great rush deep. They're past.
Yeah. And what about as we look at the Jaguars side of things? Leonard Fournette, I think, is an auto start at this point.
Yep.
I think they're going to go right. They got to get back to running the ball after last week's complete blunder. I couldn't believe they lost. Did you guys watch that game at all?
No, I did not.
I heard bits, heard it on the radio and stuff, and I was shocked that they lost that way. It was all because of Blake Bortles, of course, trying to rely on his arm when they should have been just relying on Fournette's legs.
Yeah, it seems like that ankle is hurting him.
Well, Coughlin said we got to get back to running the ball, so You got
to listen to Coughlin.
Got to listen to Coughlin. He's the real coach.
Yeah, and surprisingly, I know we're going to get to that game and a few games later, but Blaine Gabbert, he's been doing really well for Arizona.
Yeah.
Only 2 touchdowns out of Cousins.
Good.
Nothing to Ryan.
No, and I had Ryan too in one of my things.
Yeah.
If anything, Kirk Cousins threw 2 touchdowns too many.
Do we have anybody else relevant? Maybe Marquise.
Maybe. What about this? See, okay, if there's going to be one receiver, it's only going to be one of these guys. So who is it? Is it Marquise Lee or D.D. Westbrook?
I still say Lee.
I'm hearing a lot of arguments for D.D. Westbrook.
I still want to see more. I
want to see more, too. I don't know if I could say, because I was starting to feel comfortable starting Marquise Lee as a flex option, but I'm outside of the comfort zone. Like, I was feeling pretty comfortable. He was getting pretty consistent. He's the guy, the number one receiver. They go to him when the run isn't working or, on third downs, which was fine. That's just their consistent guy. And then now that this kid, D.D. Westbrook's coming into play, and last week he didn't have a great stat line against the Arizona Cardinals defense. It's okay. I get Patrick Peterson was on him here and there, but wasn't on him the whole game. So, I don't know. I can't say he's a comfortable start.
No, but he's an okay.
Yeah. All right. Bored of that game already now. Browns at Chargers. We got into this game quite a bit earlier.
Yeah, we talked a lot about the Browns.
Yeah, I talked a lot about Gordon,
Way more
Coleman. let's talk about the San Diego side of things. Keenan Allen, boy, has he been finally getting involved in this freaking offense?
Yep,
like he should have been.
What we
exactly
took him.
What was that?
Yeah, definitely been a machine.
Yeah, and definitely took him long enough. He has been unbelievable, and I hope that it continues because I need him. I need him bad. Like throughout, from now until the end of the season, he cannot stop. They have to feed him.
Well, his last 2 games have vaulted him up to the number 5 wide receiver.
Yeah, isn't that incredible?
40 points and 34. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Only one.
6
touchdowns too.
4 touchdowns.
Oh, I meant the last 2.
Oh yes, yeah. And then that's even scarier is that he only had 1 touchdown, 1 on the season. Gosh, I don't know what the Chargers have been thinking this whole time. But yeah. So, anyways, Keenan Allen, you're going to be starting. Melvin Gordon.
Yep.
This should be a Melvin Gordon game, like a bounce back. I mean, it's been pretty frustrating being a Melvin Gordon owner this year at times.
Yeah,
especially
he's still the number 5, but it's not what you.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of feels like we were saying earlier about Lamar Miller.
Yep. Yeah, I think he has a big game here.
I certainly hope so.
And really, he's got Cleveland and then the Redskins.
Yeah, which are all pretty good matchups.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so Redskins. I mean, we just got done watching the Thursday night game, so Redskins are letting up that kind of yardage to Alfred Morris, and maybe they can let it up to Melvin Gordon. And we're hopeful that Austin Eckler isn't taking the job here as well.
No, I don't think he does.
No. And is there anybody else in this game that we're really liking here that we haven't mentioned?
I'm debating on playing Tyrell Williams in the league. Max and I actually had an argument about this on Monday. Who would you rather play, Tyrell Williams or Travis Benjamin? Or rather stash?
I'd rather stash Tyrell Williams.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I think Travis Benjamin's way too boom or bust.
Way.
Well, and Tyrell Williams is also a big player.
He is too, but I feel like I've seen him being used more in games than Travis Benjamin.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep, and Hunter Henry.
Oh God, Hunter Henry.
Yeah, basically start your chart.
Yeah, I mean, Hunter Henry to me has been like the bane of some people's existence from what I've watched and from friends that I know, and I've seen them like on people's teams, and I'm like, man, I would have never thought by this point of the season we were saying Hunter Henry's boom or bust. I thought we would be saying right now, wow, Hunter Henry really coming into his own and a staple of this team.
Yep, maybe next year.
That's what I had thought. Maybe next year. Maybe when finally Antonio Gates decides to retire. Not that he's been taking it away from Hunter Henry, but they just haven't gotten him involved like they used to for Antonio Gates, you know?
Yep.
At least not every game. And another start to Duke Johnson for the Browns. I think he's been consistent enough you can still flex him in PPR at least.
Yeah, possible.
And well, it's a Chargers defense, so they don't have a good run defense. Great pass rush. No run defense is meh.
Yep. Anyways,
let's move on. I am excited to talk about this game. Even though, Cardinals stink. It's a division game, Rams. Yeah, Cardinals. I'm really liking what the Rams have been doing this season. I'm really liking my boy, my guy, especially after last week, Cooper Kupp. He is showing the way. He just can't really get in that end zone, but
yeah, he fumbles right on the 1 yard line sometimes.
Sometimes he does that, but he's still a rookie. So, Chris, remember how I talked to you at the beginning of the previews about Tyreek Hill?
yes.
I have a situation that calls for a flex option, and it's PPR, and it's between Tyreek Hill and Cooper Kupp. Who do you go with? Oh, you say it so easily. How?
I believe in him. I believe in the talent, and
you believe in the matchup?
Do you believe?
Yes.
Come on, don't do that.
At Jets, yeah, I believe.
Because I'm just thinking, Kupp playing out of the slot, Patrick Peterson ain't going to sniff his way. Cardinals don't got anything else in that secondary.
No, and I'm not saying he's a bad play. I'm just saying of the two, I would play Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
You agree, Mickey?
Yeah. I like Kupp too. A lot.
I like him also because with Woods out too, man.
Yeah, I would try to play both of them.
I can't. I've got Keenan Allen and Michael Thomas as my other receivers. I'll go play one flex.
You're good.
Huh?
You have good plays this week.
I know. Well, the only other one I'm thinking is because of Michael Thomas, and that's because he doesn't get in the freaking end zone. ever.
Yeah, but he has to do something this week. Carolina's weakest point on defense is their corners.
Yeah, and Saints' weakest point in their offense is passing these days.
It is, but I think Carolina will do a bit better against their run, where they're going to have Breeze throwing it more.
Yeah, I can see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it just frustrates me.
It's all right.
At least in my other league, it's easy to put Cooper Kupp in because my options are Marquise Lee, Alex Collins.
Oh.
All right, let's move on with the games instead of talking about our leagues.
Well, hey, listen, we got plenty of time.
No, we got 35 minutes, 33 minutes.
Yeah, and we got 4 games left after this, and a few other talking points. We'll just settle down, son.
We're spending like 7 or 8 minutes a game.
This is too much on Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
First off, do you hear that? 7 or 8 minutes a game. That is definitely not true at all. Cute though.
Who else you guys like in this game? You guys think Ricky?
So I wanted to bring up something. So we had Roto expert Jake Seeley on with us, and he was talking about Josh Reynolds as a deep sleeper for this week. You know what? I tend to agree. I think that could be an interesting guy for deep sleepers. I don't know. You know, I'm not saying 10 or 12 team leagues you're going to put him in as a flex, but an interesting guy to keep an eye on.
Yeah, as long as Robert Woods is out.
Yeah, right. As long as Robert Woods remains out. I mean, Sammy Watkins is going to get that Patrick Peterson shadow. So, you know, between Kupp and Josh Reynolds, I think they could make some nice plays this week. Todd Gurley, obviously. You know, Jared Goff, I think he's becoming every week start.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, thank you.
But just because I didn't agree earlier about Case Keenum?
Well, I just wanted to make sure you weren't just going to bust my chops and argue with me again. You know what I'm saying?
Bust his chops.
All right, Carson Palmer is not in this game because Blaine Gabbert is. I'm looking at the NFL, NFL.com, just like, you know, because I hover over the games, just kind of see some of the stats in front of me. And it's got still Carson Palmer up there, and I'm like, why? He's not starting.
Nope.
Idiots. But Blaine Gabbert, yeah, whatever.
So is Ricky Seals-Jones the real deal?
No.
I still don't think so. If he gets another touchdown with Gabbert, then I would say...
Pick him up.
Then I would say pick him up, but not right now.
I mean, I think he's worth a stash right now, depending on what your bench looks like.
Yeah.
Like, if you're rocking 2 defenses right now, and one of them is like, it's not because you're saving it for playoffs, it's because you had it since the bye week, then yeah, you know, go ahead and throw that extra D back. Mm-hmm. That's all I got. Anybody else?
Fitzgerald should do much better than he did last week.
Yeah. I like Larry Fitzgerald this week.
Definitely. Adrian Peterson, he has been practicing, but Bruce Arians said there's a great chance he's still going to play, so keep eye on that. If Adrian Peterson doesn't play, who do you guys think is going to be the plug-and-play over there? Is it going to be DJ Foster, or is Kerwin Williams even healthy? Do you guys know anything that's going on over there?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I've only heard about DJ Foster being a potential plug-and-play if Adrian is out.
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't think any of them are plug-in.
No,
I would put in Foster. If Adrian doesn't play and you need someone to flex, especially in PPR.
If that's the case, hopefully you got
the Arizona being down and them just throwing a bunch of checkdowns.
If Adrian Peterson was your flex play, that's not great.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in the season, when Adrian Peterson got traded, he really shouldn't have been your anything. He shouldn't have become your he should have been like your backup. Like, oh, if my second flex option got hurt.
Yeah, and he did have some amazing games.
Oh, he had one.
Oh, he had one good game and one amazing.
Right, and that was it.
Right, and that's why I think people are still playing him. But at this point, you're in bad shape if you're best.
All right, let's move along then to Giants at Raiders. We've talked about this. I will say this. If Sterling Shepard starts, like if he's going to play in this game, I would take a dart throw at starting Sterling Shepard.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
And if Sterling Shepard starts, then I would definitely take a dart throw at starting Evan Ingram as well.
I would not start Ingram.
I'm playing Evan Ingram in a few leagues.
I'm only playing Evan Ingram if Sterling Shepard starts. Because with Sterling Shepard on the field, at least that will draw coverage away from Evan Ingram so that at least they have to pay attention to 2 guys rather than just focus on Evan Ingram. But that's it. It's the only two guys I would consider starting here, and I'm not happy about starting either one of them really with Geno Smith on the field.
Yeah, but I do like tight ends sometimes. I don't mind tight ends or backup quarterbacks because backup quarterbacks seem to lean on them a lot more.
Yeah. It's just if Sterling Shepard were off the field, though, they would be putting their best coverage on Evan Ingram.
Yep, just like the Redskins did last week. They doubled on him.
Right. So, and with that being said, we pretty much kind of mentioned the Raiders, start the Raiders defense, Seth Roberts.
I think Marshawn Lynch will do good. I'm just saying good. He's going to do good.
And Jared Cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marshawn Lynch should do well against him.
He should do good.
Yeah, do well. Derek Carr, I don't know. Derek Carr, I would put him in just because Giants defense is so depleted. I think he could be a good start for you this week. But
yeah,
I just
the
don't
matchup
know
is
run
great.
it up.
The matchup is great if they had Crabtree.
Exactly right. And then again though, the Raiders really aren't a team too that runs up the score either.
Right.
That's the other problem.
Right.
So
would have loved the matchup for Carr, but I like it for the other three guys more than I like it.
I see a stat line somewhere around 225, 2 touchdowns, probably 1 to Roberts, 1 to nobody that we know, and spreading the ball around.
Yeah,
that's about it.
Maybe
that's kind of how I see the game.
Yeah, I think they're going to lean on Marshawn a lot this game.
Probably because they'll be up. I think they'll have a lead.
And they've been leaning on them.
Yes, see, that's what happens when you give certain players just you just got to give them the touches. They just haven't been giving them the touches.
All right, well, then let's move along then to the Panthers at Saints. Well, Chris, I don't think we spent 7 or 8 minutes on that game.
Yeah, not on that.
Oh, not on that one.
Well, we're on it now.
Yeah, well, we're on. Panthers at Saints. This should be a really good game. I really, I'm really excited to see this one. Can't believe both teams are 8-3.
Doesn't feel like it.
Right? It feels like only one of these teams should be that high.
Yeah, everyone thought it was going to be maybe Tampa Bay taking the division this year over there, but yeah, everyone was wrong.
Well, yeah, just because they thought they were cute and thinking, oh, well, Panthers, Falcons. Yeah. Oh, and Tampa should be also a better team than they...
Way better.
Than they are, really. I mean, they really did invest money into building up around that, building up that offense.
Well, and they would be better if
But would they, though? I mean, we've seen Winston out there. He hasn't been that great when he's been out there.
He's been injured the entire season.
Not the entire season.
I know, that was an exaggeration. But he's been injured a long time. He played through it.
Very long time.
All right, well, let's focus on this matchup. Cam Newton, Jonathan Stewart, Christian McCaffrey. I mean, I'm not starting Jonathan Stewart.
No, and I put him in here early this morning when I was making the show notes before Thursday news came out because McCaffrey didn't practice.
Well, yeah, if Christian McCaffrey weren't to play, then, yeah, I would definitely say Jonathan Stewart would be
right.
Would be an option for you.
But that was flex. Wednesday. He practiced in full today.
Let
me just remove. There we go.
Wow, there it is. Look, he just disappeared. Anyways, Devin Funchess, that's about the only receiver I could say you could start in this game, unless you guys have another one.
No, the only one for the Yep.
Yeah, right. And on the Saints side of the ball, you're going to start. Well, you're going to start Ingram and Kamara, that's for sure.
Yep, start Ted Ginn.
Bastard.
You're still starting Michael Thomas, and I'm still starting.
Of course, Drew Brees is going to have. I think he might have his second or best game this week.
No, I won't.
All right.
Well, we know you don't believe.
It's just so cute how you think I don't believe in him. It's never what I said. I said he's just not an elite quarterback this year.
How's that not basically
elite?
He's not playing like an elite quarterback this year for fantasy because he doesn't have elite fantasy numbers.
Well, when we had that argument, he went off for 385.
Okay, great.
They're running more. They have a better defense, so they're not playing comeback ball like they've been playing this whole the past 5 years.
They're also now a running team too.
Exactly. So it's not really because of Brees. It's because of the.
I'm not saying it's because of, but you're not understanding. To be, in fantasy, as far as fantasy football is concerned, an elite quarterback is somebody who puts up elite fantasy numbers. Am I wrong?
Well, am I elite?
Wait, no. Answer the question. Am I wrong?
He's still an elite fantasy quarterback. He just hasn't been put up to the numbers this year because of the.
Okay, but this
Mickey, let's go ahead and stop this right now because Nick and I argued about this for like 5 fucking minutes, and I don't want to listen to it.
Yeah, well, Mickey, I'm just saying, he's not an elite fantasy quarterback this year, and that's all I'll leave it at.
Dude, I was one of the people who said his numbers were gonna go down this year. So I mean,
there you go, and they have.
They have, but I'm still calling him elite. He's still elite.
Hopefully this is the week Michael Thomas scores a touchdown, since he hasn't since, what was it, the game in London?
I can't even remember.
I think it was the game in London, and he scored 2 touchdowns in that game. That's pathetic. I'm going to just look up game logs just to confirm, but I'm almost positive that is the case. I am looking. Okay, no, sorry. He scored back-to-back weeks, week 3 and 4, and one of those games were the London game. But good news. Saints played Carolina earlier this year, and that's when Michael Thomas scored a touchdown. So
right, and he's still been okay.
Yeah, he's been great in PPR. I mean, he's been consistent. He's been putting up, somewhere in the realm of, I don't know, about but anywhere from 10 to about, 17, 18 points.
Yeah, usually they've been around 14 or 15, but he hasn't had less than double digits.
No, and yeah, if you have him PPR, he's been great for the most part, or good for the most part. But he hasn't.
Yeah, he's been good.
He hasn't he hasn't been where you drafted him.
Right? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah,
and he was what, beginning of the second?
Beginning of the second, end of the first.
Yeah, that was crazy to some people.
Well, that's because a lot of people thought this team was the Drew Brees throws it all around everywhere and has no run game. But this year they switched up they pulled the old switcheroo on us. And that's what we're looking at here. So, all right, let's move along then to the Sunday night football game. A big one here, Eagles at Seahawks. I'm excited for this one. And I think when it's all said and done Monday morning, we're saying Eagles are now 10-2. I think the Seahawks walk away with this one. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think the Seahawks win.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, though.
Yeah. I mean, the Seahawks defense really isn't looking that great with all the injuries they've suffered.
Exactly.
So it's very possible. But, yeah, I think Seahawks still walk away with this one. I think you're going to see the offense have to carry it out, and the only player I still think doesn't do well offensively in this game that people have that actually matters is J.J.
Yeah, exactly. He just hasn't been involved at all. I looked this up earlier. LeGarrette Blount, the last couple of weeks, has, 9 carries, 13 carries, and carries. And Ajayi's, I believe, have gone down No, he had 8 carries, 5 carries.
Boy, they must just be seeing him in practice and thinking, wow, this guy just can't do it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was a blowout last week in Chicago, and he only got 6.
Yeah.
6 touches, 5 carries. You would think they would be running the ball in a blowout.
And you'd think they'd go to the younger guy in J.J.
Right. He seems like he was just more of a depth piece, a depth add.
Yeah, maybe like a security blanket, in case somebody does go down. Like if Blount goes down, maybe then we'll see more of a role for J.J. in a definitive role, that is, for J.J. But right now they're just rotating every back in there. I mean, they still got Corey Clement going too, and Kenyon Barner they still have there. So the backfield's basically a wasteland. You can't see value there. I mean, the only one is maybe LeGarrette Blount as a flex, and that's
14 teams or bigger.
Yeah, right. You're not doing that in a 12 or less.
Nope, not at all.
Your boy Zach Ertz.
My boy Zach Ertz.
Alshon Jeffrey and Nelson Aguilar, all great plays. You're not going to sit them this week. Carson Wentz, obviously, starting him.
I'm not sure Nelson Aguilar is a great play, but he has a chance. He has a chance to get a touchdown.
I think if you believe this is going to be a high scoring game, then you should believe that this is a good week for Nelson Aguilar. I mean, that's all I'm saying. I think that
I see him getting a touchdown.
Okay, so that makes him a decent flex option.
Yeah. I just don't think he's you gotta play. But I've always liked Alshon Hurts for sure. Nelson Aguilar is playable.
Okay.
I'm not saying bench him. I'm just saying if you have, to use a Nick quote, if you have better options.
Doug Baldwin, Jimmy Graham. What do you think of Jimmy Graham?
Love him.
Yeah, even though the last what did he do last week? I forget what he did.
He scored.
Yeah.
Did he score? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought okay. So yeah, so we're starting both of them. No questions asked. Russell Wilson, and again, another situation where they have nothing going in the backfield.
Yeah, it's sad. This is going to be a pass-heavy game.
Yeah, you bet your ass it is. All right. So that being said, is there anything else about this game before we move on to the last game?
I don't think so. I don't have anything.
Nope. Mickey?
No.
Cool. Let's go to the final game, Monday night game, Steelers at Bengals. I mean, what more can you say about this game? You got Antonio Brown, you got Le'Veon Bell. Man, can you believe it? Antonio Brown already has 80 catches.
I know, man.
1195. I mean, his stats are ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It scares me, though. I'm telling you guys, it scares me, though, if Roethlisberger says he's retiring this year. I don't know what's going to happen then. This is a team that also will probably need to sign some kind of veteran, like an Alex Smith, like I mentioned earlier. He would be perfect to go here.
Yeah, wouldn't be bad. I think you need to temper your expectations on Roethlisberger. Most likely not going to. He's done the last.
No, especially on the road in a division rivalry game.
4 touchdowns each of the last 2. He's not doing.
No, although these games, it's funny. You know, these games either are really high scoring against each other or they're like a 9-6 kind of finish.
Yeah, the last 2 times Roethlisberger's played in Cincinnati.
Yeah, well, what are the stats? Do you have them?
I think he had 1.
Wow. That's not good. So, yeah, definitely not a week to start Martavis Bryant or Juju Smith-Schuster.
I don't think.
Although I will say, if people drop Martavis Bryant, I think he needs to be picked back up.
Yeah, he's worth owning.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not a start, but worth owning. You're still going to probably play Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown regardless of the
yeah, there's no probably about it.
Yeah. As far as the Bengals side of things, what do we think of Joe Mixon?
Playable. I don't think he's going to do what he did last week. Steelers have a good, but he's certainly.
Although we saw Jamal Williams get some big plays off that defense.
Yeah, we did, and I think he's better. I don't think he's going to do what he did, and I think a lot of people are kind of excited.
Okay. I'm still going to put him in. I'm going to play him this week, and
you didn't play him last week.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, AJ Green, Tyler Kroft. I think he's been scoring.
He's a good stream, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good stream tight end.
But Pittsburgh is really, really good against tight end.
Yeah, so you think this is a bad matchup for him?
Bad matchup for him. Shazier is good. AJ Green is, as long as Hayden is not in for Pittsburgh, I'm not scared of starting the number 1 receivers against them like before. So I think AJ is cool. Joe Mixon is cool. Andy Dalton, no. Pittsburgh D, even though, AJ can do well against them, I still like Pittsburgh D against Cincinnati as well. And Juju might be back too.
Yeah, but as we mentioned, this isn't a good matchup for him.
No, I think Steelers is just Bell and Brown. Bengals, I think it is Mixon, Green, and Kroft are all play. Well, of course, Green. Kroft and both okay.
Okay.
Both okay in his book. Andy Dalton, is a stream?
Nah.
No.
Okay. That wraps up the previews for the games, and that was a long one because there were no buys this week.
No buys. Yeah, it sucks. Doing the Thursday or the main Sleeper Wire shows or the other Sleeper Wire shows. This is one. It's really hard to have less than an hour to run through.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah. So having this hour 15, hour and 20, pretty good.
Pretty good. And we got some in-depth information, some good conversation about some players. Really just trying to tell you who we like, who we think you should be playing. I think we get that information out pretty good.
Pretty well.
Yeah, there you go. See, I knew you were going to correct me. I knew it. I set you up for it. I set you up.
The student has become them.
Wax
off.
See, Mickey, I told
wax
you.
on, wax off.
Mickey, did I tell you I was going to fix you? Did I tell you that?
Yeah, but you broke yourself in the process.
No, I wanted him. It was a test.
You baited him?
Understand? Yeah.
That's a
it was a test
story.
for him. Okay. It was a test for him
Oh, sure.
to overcome his.
We don't have
terrible
too much,
grammar.
guys. Let's move on to these questions.
All right, each of you pick a quarterback to stream. Chris, you first.
Josh McCown, 39% owned, going against the Chiefs, and he is at home. McCown.
Well, since I was told he's not an every week starter, Case Keenum, love him this week. Definitely stream him. I think I like him better than both your options.
What's his ownership?
It's probably extremely low. Probably lower than McCown, I would imagine.
Really? You think so?
Well, maybe after this week, maybe not. But
in Yahoo, he is 63% owned now.
Okay, there's still a chance that
So the people do believe in him.
Right.
Jameis Winston is my pick. He's only 48% owned. I think he'll come back, throw a couple of touchdowns to Mike Evans, and run one in for himself.
Wow, tall order.
Yeah, he's gonna do it. Write it down.
Yeah. I'll get my pen and notebook. All right, two guys on waivers to stash for the playoffs. Chris, who you got?
Yep, I want to first give a disclaimer. This is not guys that I'm going to play this, but just in case, it's Austin Eckler in case Melvin goes down, James Conner, who's 4% in case Bell goes.
All right.
These are really just contingent.
No, I agree. I think they're great. What about you, Mickey?
My plays are Goodwin from the Niners. I like his matchups going forward. And I also like Robert Woods. A lot of people dropped Woods because he got injured. I would definitely pick him up. I like his matchups going forward.
I really like that Robert Woods.
Thank you.
I'm kind of bummed I didn't get that one.
My picks are Tyrell Williams from the Chargers. I don't want to curse him, but I'm having this looming feeling that, like, with the way the Chargers are working Keenan Allen in, I feel like something bad's going to happen.
Well, knock on wood.
Yeah, which I have. Yeah. I mean, I hope nothing happens, but in the event that something does happen, Tyrell Williams is going to get a huge boost in opportunity, and he will be their number one guy there.
Yeah, he'll be in every play he was for.
Yep. And then my second guy is Travaris Cadet, right? Travaris or Travis? I don't remember.
Travaris or Travaris. I'm not really sure. I know there's a second R in there. Travaris.
Yeah, Travaris. All right, anyways, I think also you got to pick him up, especially with the news about LaShawn McCoy. And as you were talking about, too, try to own handcuffs. They can definitely help you out in the playoffs big time when somebody big goes down like LaShawn McCoy.
Absolutely.
All right.
That's it.
Is that it? Is that all we got?
That's all we got. Got to go.
Wow. Well, I guess that's all the time we got, guys. Before we go, Chris, who do you have? How can fans reach out to you and try to get in touch with you to ask you some more questions that they may have?
You can find me on Twitter at Seymour Sleeperwire. That's CMOR Sleeperwire, and Instagram at Professor Chris SW.
Okay, and Mickey, I don't even bother with you anymore. We just go to @Sleeperwire Show on Twitter
or on Tinder.
Or on Tinder. Whatever. You're on Grindr, Mickey.
Yeah, really.
Grindr. That sounds gay as shit.
Well,
well, it is.
Not as shit. I mean, that's kind of offensive.
We got the expert over here.
Yeah, press the button because that's it. Anyways, but yeah, it kind of is.
You can find me on Twitter @SleepwareNick. And please, guys, go to our website @sleepwire.com. You can email us questions through there as well, and you can also see our rankings and get all of our other episodes you may have missed.
Absolutely.
And the most important reason you go to sleepwire.com, too, is for our friend Rob. We have an episode there that I had a great interview with his dad, Rob Sr., and I also talked to Judith Week from the Lyme Disease United Coalition. And we had a great talk about Lyme disease as well as Rob's story. And please, guys, go listen to that and then go to GoFundMe.com/RobJR to please make a donation. Get him the treatments he needs. Well, guys, what a great episode. I had a lot of fun. Did you guys have fun tonight?
Yeah. Always.
Well, we'll have to do it again next week. And hopefully people's hearts are not broken too much when they just miss out on the playoffs.
Yeah, even if you're not in the playoffs, you should still listen to us. Because you should play FanDuel or what's that other one, DraftKings or something. Do something with your life.
And we're fun.
Yeah,
we are. Yeah.
Well, all right, guys. Well, until next time, for Chris and Mickey, I'm Nick Sommerville saying so long, everybody. Good night.
Peace.
Late.